Hello everybody, welcome to the Real Games Cast, episode 2. I'm your host, Mitch Smith, alongside the most majestic name in the business, Jordan Augustus Dean, and I should have been in the infantry, Cadet Tristan Schuler. This is episode 2 of the Real Games Cast. If you guys like what we're doing here, you can go support us over at patreon.com/realgames. You can also follow us on Twitter at Real Games Cast. We're also very excited this week to announce that we've joined with Dacutory Gaming, and this is a really exciting opportunity for us. Guys, is there anything you want to say about Dacutory that we can kind of tell the audience? First off, I do want to remind everyone, this is an exclusive partnership. You can only get our stuff now from Dacutory. Our YouTube channel, all that stuff's going away. You can only get us at Dacutory Gaming. Guys, you want to chime in on this a little bit?
I just want to thank John for the amazing opportunity that he's given us. And
I was going to say, I was on Mr. John Dunaway's Final Boss episode last semester, and so I had a lot of fun with that, and I'm great to say that we're now partnered with him and we can continue to do bigger and better things. So come and support us, guys, and support him too.
Speaking of that Final Boss, I heard Jared destroyed you.
Obviously.
It was a glitch.
But John really does. He brings a lot to our show. We had no idea what we were doing a week ago, or what we were getting ourselves into, and he brings an element that we really needed. Some guy that knows what he's doing, and he brings much better equipment to our show. It's a really good partnership for us, and we're really appreciative of the opportunity. With that, we are going to launch right into the show. Get started quick this week. As you know, we are a conversational podcast. What we want to do is bring you 3 topics every week from me, Jordan Dean, and Schuler, where our topics fall in the realm of entertainment. We will talk about video games, we'll talk about movies, we'll talk about television, and we'll talk about comic books, because really that's all the 3 of us ever do, is read or watch or play. So, Jordan, you want to kick off the show? What are you bringing to the table this week? What are we going to talk about?
Well, anyone who knows me knows that one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie, is Ghostbusters. So I was super pumped when they said they were making Ghostbusters 3 about 10 years ago, and then it turned into a reboot, which then turned into an all-female led cast, and there aren't that many comedic actresses that I completely adore. But when the Sony leak happened, and they said that Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone were names being thrown around,
yeah.
I got super excited for it. Only for them to crush my dreams last week when they announced the actual cast. Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, which I'm not a fan of, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones. Wiig and McKinnon, I'm huge fans of. They're extremely funny. Kate McKinnon is the star of SNL right now. She's about the only one that's doing any good right now, and it kind of broke my heart because I really didn't want Melissa McCarthy to be on that movie. But my topic is, why is everyone rebooting like great franchises?
Why are reboots happening?
Yeah.
Well, reboots are happening because Hollywood has no original ideas.
Well, obviously, but I mean, surely there's still some great directors.
Well, I mean,
Christopher Nolan makes.
Christopher Nolan, everything he does is completely original.
Yeah.
Inception is a pretty original idea. Interstellar.
And he even did his own thing with the Batman films.
Yeah.
He did his own thing.
He did, especially in the sense that he really has no connections to the comics at all. Mm-hmm. Other than Batman's origin and some names, he didn't. I mean, look at Bane.
And they say that the Nolan trilogy was its own universe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But what you're talking about with the reboots are happening because of money. That's obvious. Reboots are going to always happen because of money, because there's money in reboots. Look at Star Trek. I think Star Trek's the best example of a reboot really done right. J.J. Abrams took a franchise that was dead in the water. Yeah, it was dead. You hadn't seen a Star Trek movie in 7 years.
And made them into something that's
Star Trek in the Darkness. $100 million.
Yeah, Star Trek in the Darkness was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, and the first one was even better than that.
Yeah.
But, of course, Trekkies didn't like it. Trekkies didn't like it because it kind of varied from what they know from the original series.
Yeah.
But
Well, see, if something's continuing on, maybe it is time for a change to give a new, fresh audience something new to look at. For example, Godzilla. Movie came out last year. One of the best movies I saw last year. I love Godzilla. The last movie that came out for a Godzilla movie was in 1999. He's not even known as Godzilla anymore. He's just Zilla because of how bad that movie
Are you
did.
talking about the 1999 Matthew Broderick masterpiece, Godzilla? I say that with complete sarcasm. Yeah, that movie was a complete disaster.
And of course, you got the Amazing Spider-Mans
Oh.
rebooting the Spider-Man trilogy that happened
which is
just
about
a
to
few
get,
years
which
ago.
is probably going to get rebooted again by Marvel.
Yeah, so it's just like, and then what else has been rebooted? Yeah, Star Trek.
You got Star Trek.
Oh, King Kong. King Kong's got the new. And see, that's
It's
another
prequel.
thing. They're rebooting them, but then they're saying, "Oh, it's a prequel. Oh, it's a sequel. Oh, it's kind of a
Like what's
a
going
different
on with the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes is a reboot.
The Planet of the Apes is actually a good example. I feel like of a reboot. It's gone right. It's doing well. It's making a lot of money. They've been good movies. What are some reboots that you feel have failed that have really
Halloween.
Halloween is a very good example of a very
I
fun
really
reboot.
wanted to like it because I love the Halloween movies growing up, and I really wanted to see a more modern version of that was really good.
Well, Rob Zombie just made just a gory, as gory as he can make a movie.
Yeah.
He didn't care about story there at all. Some other reboots that you feel didn't really work for you.
I really can't think of any that come to mind because the reboots I usually don't watch reboots, but the ones I have seen like Godzilla, the Planet of the Apes, I like them. But obviously one on a lot of people's minds is the Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, and whatnot. I personally liked them, even though I did feel like some of the characters in the second one were written wrong. But it was still a good pair of movies to me. But now they're about to get rebooted, and it just seems like there's no. And then we can't forget the Disney princesses. They're all being rebooted into live action.
Right. Yeah. That's a very good example. You've got Maleficent, which was a very odd, just total retelling of that story. Complete retelling there.
Now you got Beauty and the Beast is coming out.
With Emma Watson.
Yeah.
That movie.
I mean, they're casting
Emma Watson made me suddenly interested in that movie.
But then again, a lot of people got interested in Maleficent because of Angelina Jolie, and that didn't exactly work out all too well.
A reboot happening for me, hopefully in the future. Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones. I don't really want them to reboot that franchise, but if Chris Pratt did get the role, I think he'd be able to pull it off and make a somewhat enjoyable movie.
I agree. For Indy, you can't play Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford can't do it anymore. Let's be honest. This guy's 65, 64.
Yeah.
He's in his 60s. Chris Pratt is one of the hottest things in Hollywood. He's huge coming off Guardians. He's got the charisma to play Indiana Jones without a doubt. I did a reboot that didn't work for me. I want to bring this up real quick. It's RoboCop.
That was a pretty bad one.
That's a fantastic movie. The 1984 or 85. Either way, the 1980s movie is fantastic. It's gory, it's bloody, but it tells a really good story behind it of how the government can really control people's lives and stuff like that. This new one, the PG-13 rating, you could say it kind of killed that.
Yeah.
And that could be the big problem here. You're taking these classics that are R-rated, you're giving them a PG-13 rating, and you're putting handcuffs on them. You're restricting these people. The indie movies, I believe they're already PG-13.
Yeah, somewhere around that.
I'm sure that they will shoot for a PG rating with these next movies because they're going to want as many children and people like that in the audience as you can get. And that's going to open relatively, well, I'm not going to say open, but it's going to be filming while Uncharted is opening. The Uncharted movie that is in development, that has been in development for a long time, that's set to open 2016. Do you think Uncharted, if that becomes a successful franchise, can kind of steal some of that thunder from Chris Pratt and Indiana Jones if a big name is cast as Nathan Drake?
Well, what if the Indiana Jones, what if they turn that out to be, what if they end up casting Chris Pratt as Nathan Drake?
He already turned down the role.
He did? Okay. Well,
unfortunately. because Chris Pratt would have been fantastic in Nathan Drake. Mark Wahlberg's been the name most associated with it. I don't think Marky Mark would be too great.
He doesn't fit the.
He doesn't seem like Nathan Drake.
No.
I don't see why you don't say Nolan North.
Yeah.
You just cast Nolan North and Nathan Drake. He is Nathan.
Or what's his name from Castle?
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion's one of the names that has really been talked about a lot in that role. Jordan, back to the Ghostbusters reboot that you brought up originally. You said you don't like Melissa McCarthy. You don't like her in this movie. Do you think she was added because of her comedic talents, or because she is a big name that they can put on a poster and say, look, Melissa McCarthy's in this movie, you want to see it?
I think it's more to, because they could have found funnier people, but they also could have found more, put up Jennifer Lawrence's name there.
Right.
And that has a bigger draw than Melissa McCarthy.
But is that a movie that J-Law really wants to do right now?
Well, it does kind of seem like something that she would be interested in doing, knowing her personality and how crazy
given her personality, I agree. But given the roles that Jennifer Lawrence typically does, could you see her in a comedy with Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I can understand where you're going with that.
Emma Stone, I can believe, because in one movie she's a zombie slayer, and in the next she's Peter Parker's girlfriend.
Yes. Now Emma Stone, I feel like is much more likely to be involved in that project.
But I don't think Emma Stone would have had the same draw
power.
Is
there anyone in Hollywood that has the same draw power as Jennifer Lawrence besides maybe The Rock?
Well, true.
They could have just had Rock wear a wig and dress up and be a Ghostbuster.
Let's not give Michael Bay any ideas. Calm down. So what?
Thanks for putting that picture in my head.
Oh, you're welcome.
So rebooting movies. Let's try to wrap this up here with rebooting movies. Do you think rebooted movies are a good thing for Hollywood, in the sense that this generation, that's our generation, maybe the one younger than us, that next generation, that didn't really get experience indie and things like that growing up, is this good for them in the sense of they get to experience those stories that we did, even if it is with new people?
Go ahead.
I believe it is. I never watched all those Godzilla movies growing up, but now I can say that I found, and the last one was 1999. I was 4 when that came out, so I can honestly say that now the one that just came out in 2014, I'm in love with the franchise. I've been doing research, been trying to look all about it, so I'm looking forward to the next Godzilla movie. The Planet of the Apes movies. How old are those?
60s.
Yeah, 60s, 70s.
And they are redoing them fantastically.
Right.
I don't watch many bad horror reboot movies, so they seem to be doing okay for me. I'm liking the updated stories and being able to watch what my parents got to watch as children.
Okay. All right.